Hi, this is Mark from All About the House, and the focus is on this powder room today. It's about 5.5 by 6 feet and 9-foot ceilings. This has been in service for the better part of 20 years. Now, if you look at the wallpaper, right, you see these stains that have sort of developed on the walls. So this is just old and tired. And of course, once wallpaper's been up for a while, especially in a humid environment, there's no shower in here, but there's still plenty of water running in here. You see the seams starting to split. Periodically, what I would do, what I still do sometimes, although I've given up in here, is I'll take white glue to this and I'll fix it. But when I initially did this room, a long time ago, I oil-based primed the walls in the hope that one day, when it was time to redo this room, I would just peel the wallpaper off and it would just be like, it would just come off beautifully clean. It doesn't look like that's the case. So the next big question here is, do I try to really remove this wallpaper to get this rehab, this reinstantiation cooking? Or do I just remove all the sheetrock, gut the whole thing and start from scratch? So we shall see. All right, I'm giving the wallpaper removal a try. So I have a stripper, I've got a scraping tool, and this is a tool that basically you use to score the wallpaper, right? So it breaks through the top covering so that when you apply the stripper, it breaks through. So I'm a little hopeful, actually. You can see I started on this one sheet already, and it's really hard to do with one hand, but it seems to be coming up. So I'm gonna put this camera down and I'm gonna try to remove this with two hands. All right, we're making a surprising headway here. This is going much easier than I expected. I would say in total, I'm probably about 2 hours and maybe 10 minutes in. Now the stripper, with this sort of like pump, I moved away from it. I'm using one of these outside sprayers now, and I picked up a jug of vinegar, white vinegar, my wife did, for less than $2 at a local ShopRite. And using this sprayer is far more, it just makes your life a lot easier. And the only other tip I'll throw out right now, you gotta get this stuff wet, this backing. The vinyl pulled right off. It wasn't so bad like I showed. But this backing, you gotta let it get wet and just let it sit there. Let it sit there for a good 3-4 minutes. And as you start scraping it off, if it's fighting you, let it sit some more, wet it some more. I'm gonna keep moving forward here. All right, by the way, this vinegar water mix that I mentioned, it's about 1/3 vinegar and about 2/3 hot water. Now, this has been sitting on here for a bit. You can see I started scraping. Let me just show you if I can pull this off with the camera in hand. Not trivial, but not hard. It's gotta be soaked. I mean, don't destroy your walls, but it's gotta be very wet and it's gotta sit there for a while. Okay, so we are done here. The sheetrock is as clean as it needs to be. When I started out here, the question was, should I try to remove the wallpaper or should I just rip out the sheetrock? And there's no question. For me, it was obviously remove the wallpaper. This wasn't that hard. I'm really stunned. The thing is, this has spanned 2.5 weeks. Over those 2.5 weeks, it was a little over 2 hours one Saturday, maybe 2.5 hours another Saturday, and the top border that you see up there, I spent about an hour doing that over lunch yesterday. The bathroom was in service the entire time. Now, if I had ripped out the sheetrock, I would have had to pull out that pedestal sink and the toilet to get behind them. I would have taken the bathroom completely out of service. Now, next on deck, I'm gonna rip out that floor, which means those are both going. But for the last 2.5 weeks, I removed the wallpaper casually and slowly and kept the bathroom in service. So I actually even have started rehabbing all 3 bathrooms in the house one at a time. Just one at a time. I have another one with a lot of wallpaper. I'm gonna do the same thing. Last comments. Again, you need a stripper. You don't necessarily need that one. It was good though. You positively need one of those sprayers. It just made life so much easier. That scoring tool, you need one of those too. And you see that orange removal tool that I've been using? I had bought those green knives as well. I didn't even open them. That was fantastic. So I'll try to include some links. All right, thanks for watching.